Hi, my name's Tom. Thanks for checking out Mutineers. Mutineers is a pirate-themed card game for 2 to 3 players. Plays in about 10 to 15 minutes. Players are competing to earn the most loot, and they do this by entering into loot sequences, which are essentially runs of cards starting at number 1, going all the way up to number 9. Now each player starts with a hand of 5 cards, and on their turn they have only 2 options. So they may either start a loot sequence by playing a 1, or they have to discard a card from the hand and draw one from the deck. Once a loot sequence is started, the other players will have chances to add to it. So if player 1 plays a 1, the second player can play a 2 if they've got it. If they don't have a 2, they'll have to discard and draw a card, and then they're out of the loot sequence, and the first player can add as many cards as they like, up to the point that they can't go any further. Now, there's a couple of unique things about this game I want to highlight. One is the discard mechanic. So cards that are discarded go like this, just to the left-hand side of the player, and once a player has discarded a second card, the 2 cards in their discard pile are passed to the player on their left and go immediately into their hand. So that supports the game by allowing a player's hand size to swell and also see what cards are going to be coming up for them, so they can start planning around that. And that will continue happening until the deck has run out, after which point discarded cards are no longer passed, because the end of the game is triggered when one player starts their turn and they have no cards in their hand and there's none left to draw. The other unique mechanic in this game is the scoring. So the way a loot sequence goes is whoever plays the 1 starts the loot sequence. They're the initiator. They have control of the loot, and they will score loot equal to the value of the card that ends on top of the loot sequence. However, the player that starts will only earn that loot if it ends on an odd number, a 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. And given that there's only 1 9 in the deck, that is quite difficult. The player or players who do not start the loot will score that loot if it ends on an even number, which is their incentive to maintain being part of the looting. So if player 1 plays a 1, the second player plays a 2, and player 1 plays a 3, player 2 plays a 4, player 1 may not have a 5, in which case they discard and they're out of the looting, and now player 2 can either cash in that 4 loot, or they may have extra cards in their hand like a 5 and a 6. They can run it up as high as they like, as long as it ends on an even number, so that they will score. This is even more unique in a 3-player game. In a 3-player game, in the event of it ending on an even number, whoever played that last card, if it was player 2 or player 3, say it ends on a 6 and player 2 had played the 6, well, player 2 would earn 6 points or 6 loot, and player 3 would get half that value. So they still are in the game, whereas the player 1 who started it would not earn any loot for that loot sequence. So the way this supports the game is about keeping all players in it. So there is a definite advantage of starting a loot and ending it on an odd number, because you're the only one that scores it. But this scoring system keeps one player from, if they draw all the 1s and all the odd numbers, from getting too far ahead, and gives the other players a way to kind of work together to thwart that first player. If you're interested in checking out more, including the rules of Mutineers, you can find them at blueorbettergames.wordpress.com. Thanks for your consideration.